19th century have so many czars been so popular? And I seem to remember they all died in the woods. President Obama has had at least 44 czars, and I'm not sure, when America decided saying, hey, czar, that's kind of cool, and we left the really creepy zone to being the new hip thing, czars. But Obama is going crazy with the appointments. He now has the highest in recent history. Even Senator Robert Byrd, a Democrat, former Klan member, is freaked out. I don't think former Grand Wizards are freaked out by an awful lot, but he was freaked out about the influx of czars, citing concerns over the fact that they don't answer to anybody. I'm more concerned with the fact that seemingly every single one of these guys shares one common thing. They all have nut job beliefs like putting sterilants in drinking water, legal rights for animals, forced abortions. There's at least one communist that I know. The collective resumes of these czars has me on my knees every night praying for the run-of-the-mill socialist just to be appointed. Is President Obama picking these czars? And here's the question. There are only two reasons you would do this. One, he's going, oh, geez, who is it? That nutjob Marxist guy? I hated this guy in college. Can't we just appoint him to some ambassadorship and just get him out of my face? I'm sorry, sir, we're all out of ambassadorships. And so he appoints him as a czar, or is he selecting these people because they have one thing in common? He is selecting these guys because he wants them to hold positions of real power. Simple question. And we demand an answer from the administration. Do the czars wield real power, or are they just some sort of, joke for his beer-drinking buddies from college? Joining me now is Michelle Malkin. She is the author of Culture of Corruption. Michelle, let's just go over some of these czars that people I don't think really have an idea. Let's start with the information czar.
This is a guy named Vivek Kundra. And the Obama vetters knew that this guy was a convicted shoplifter, stole a couple of shirts from J.C. Penney's, and yet is now overseeing very sensitive infrastructure in our information technology across many bureaus.
Okay, I have no problem. If you're 21 years old and you go shoplifting, etc., etc., look, everybody makes a mistake. I'm not saying, I've never shoplifted, but hey, I've done things too I'm not proud of. Everybody makes a mistake. You have a moment of redemption. But there is no oversight on this. The Senate has not ratified these people.
That's right.
So we haven't heard, are you a reformed person or not?
Yeah, that's right. They didn't put the screw to him. They didn't put the questions to him. The White House did not disclose this until one of my blogs, Hot Air, disclosed the criminal background. And I think it's also important that, yes, we all do stupid things, but this guy, in addition to the shoplifting, tried to evade the police and was a fugitive.
Can I ask you something? This one bothers me because for the same reason as Sandy Berger, and the same reason for Tim Geithner. Tim Geithner, he was avoiding income tax. He's now running the IRS, and the excuse was there's nobody better. Sandy Berger, when he went in and took documents out of his pants, that was both Bush and Clinton. They were both sides were in on that.
Yes.
Something was very wrong with that. He didn't even lose it. He loses his classified status for what? 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, and then it's back in the mix.
Yeah, absolutely back in the mix. There's something wrong here. Let me go to the health czar, Nancy DePerle. She is making quite a lot of money.
Yes.
What does she do?
She made upwards of $6 million over the last couple of years as a consultant, a lobbyist for the healthcare industry in everything but, the most technical terms, and also as a member of a board of directors of many healthcare companies. Now, if she had an R by her name, we'd be here screaming and kicking from the progressives about how a corporate person is in charge of the healthcare.
Look, I don't really care. I don't really care about the pundits. I don't care about any of the people on TV. I don't care about any of the people in Washington. Where are the good Democrats? Where are the normal people that thought these things were wrong before? Where are you?
And where's the transparency? The healthcare industry executives have been meeting in secret with the White House, and it was only under threat of a lawsuit. And I will give credit to a left-wing progressive group, Crew, that forced the White House to disclose who those executives were. But Greg Craig, who's the legal counsel of the White House, refuses to say which administration officials met with those executives. And I found out that there are many of these executives who have clear and direct financial ties, had given money to Nancy DeParo for speaking fees and engagements. And I want to know, did Nancy DeParo meet with those executives? If not, did she recuse herself?
Can you imagine that if it was an oil company? Carol Browner, Energy Czar. Just tell me real quick, because we're under a minute. I've got 2 other people to hit. Computer files. She destroyed computer files?
She did. The Landmark Legal Foundation sued her, and a federal judge in that case found her guilty, her agency guilty of quote-unquote contumacious conduct for avoiding a FOIA request.
I don't even know what that means. The green jobs
Bad.
The green jobs are, let me give this quote. I was a rowdy nationalist in April 1992. By August, I was a communist. I met all these radical people of color, I mean really, really radical, communists and anarchists, and it was like, this is what I need to be a part of. He's never taken this back. He's the guy who, his Apollo project is what designed the stimulus package.
That's right. And as you pointed out on your show, and as the word is getting out there on the internet, underwritten by far-left radicals like the Tides Foundation. And that's another problem with these czars, is that you have these hard-left radicals who have an unlimited amount of power to dole out goodies to their friends and to forge a very frightening agenda.
Okay, let me do one more thing, and that is John Holdren, science czar. We've already heard, you know, sterilants in the drinking water, etc., etc. He wrote that it would be entirely logical to cap the gross national product. It is by now abundantly clear that the GNP cannot grow forever. Why should it?
That's right. You know what? I want to see a litmus test of every Democrat lawmaker out there and liberal who's on TV. Do you agree with this radical science czar that we should be doing these things? And I'd also like to see the public contact the Office of Science and Technology Policy. The Flax will not respond to my questions. Maybe they'll respond to the public's.
We are going to inform you on all of the czars in the coming days and coming weeks. The key to this machine, whatever it is they're building, is the czars. These guys are wildly outside of the Constitution if they wield any power, and believe me, they do. Back in a minute. Thanks.